The Occupy Wall Street protesters will be getting some support from clergy members today after a peaceful march yesterday with no arrests. Our Zach Fink joins us from Zuccotti Park in Lower Manhattan with more on that. Zach.
Well, thanks, Vivian. The marchers do plan on going up once again to Washington Square Park a little bit later this afternoon. They will also be joined by clergy who are going to show up in a sign of solidarity. Yesterday, demonstrators marched up to Washington Square Park. It was a peaceful protest without any arrests. On Wednesday night, that was not the case, as there were violent clashes with police, leading to multiple arrests. The Occupy Wall Street movement is now in its fourth week. A lot of the anger is directed at the big banks, which were bailed out following the financial crisis, but there's also discontentment with government.
I am currently a law student at Vermont Law School, and it is taking a lot to just make that possible in terms of education because of the debt. And the interesting thing about our school is that we have a social mission, and a lot of us would like to serve that social mission upon exiting law school, but we can't because we need to find some job that's going to be able to satisfy our debt so that we won't be in it for 25 years.
Well, I'm down here because Wall Street's been bailed out and the American people have been sold out. I'm a former United States Marine. I got bilateral hearing loss. I was a rifle instructor in Paris in 1961. I love the country, I love the people, but the government is criminal.
Now, protesters have been in Zuccotti Park around the clock, many people throwing down sleeping bags and spending the night. We asked people who live in the neighborhood what they think.
Well, I'm not necessarily against them, but I think they like a cause, but maybe in these times it's needed.
I mean, a lot of the Wall Street firms no longer work on Wall Street, and I think a lot of these people don't realize that. So this is actually more of a neighborhood now.
So some people in the neighborhood supporting the cause, but saying that they've been woken up at different hours of the night. It's been loud. There's also been some issues with sanitation. But once again, the marchers continuing today. They're going to make their way up to Washington Square Park. In Lower Manhattan, Zach Fink, New York 1. Vivian, back to you.
Thank you, Zach.